Okay, this podcast goes over using AVI Player within iOS 9.1 and using Xcode version 7.1. Um, iOS course, MyMovies 3-Swift. There is a docx for the document instructions. So first thing you want to do is create a single view project. We'll name it MyMovies, Swift Universal, No Core Data, or Test. MyMovies, Swift Universal. Next, I'll save it to my documents folder. Next is to uncheck portrait. And then we'll go to the simulated matrix and make sure it's iPhone 5.5 and landscape, just to make sure it stays in landscape mode. So I'm clicking on main.storyboard and then going over to the simulated matrix, and we'll do iPhone 5.5 with orientation landscape. Then we're going to add the AV Kit framework to be able to play movies. This app actually was created to play 3 movie trailers of your choice. So we'll add the AV Kit framework. We'll click on the project name first, go to Build Phases, wait for that to load up, and then we'll tap the link library, hit the plus symbol, just type in AV Kit, and there it is right there, avkit.framework. It's going to show up here, and the library link also is going to show in your project as well. Step 5, we should now have the AV project in the files, which I just showed you. Then we're going to add to the storyboard an AV Kit player view controller that the movies will play upon. So we'll find the AV Kit movie controller or player view controller, click and drag it. I want it also to be got the right. So I didn't get it in there. There we go. We'll also make sure that the matrix on this is 5.5, even though it will play with the iPad as well. And then orientation landscape. Then we're going to add a navigation bar to the view controller and make the title MyMovies. We'll drag it right underneath the battery icon. MyMovies. Then we're going to add what's called a horizontal stack onto the view control to lay in the 3 views and buttons. want to make sure it's a full width of the open view we have available to us. We're also going to add in 3 views. We'll add one to the left column first, resize it for height, and then duplicate it twice. So scroll down to find the view. There it is. When we click and drag it, you'll notice it pops right there in the top left. We just want to bring it down a little bit here. And then we're going to do a Command D twice. So we got 3 views inside of a stack. Next, we're going to add a button into those views. One button per view right in the center. Now we're going to download images from imdb.com or your favorite search engine of your 3 trailer movies. I've already downloaded mine, and we're going to rename them to trailer 1, 2, and 3.jpg or .png. We'll also download MP4 trailers from YouTube using a plugin called Download YouTube Videos as MP4. Basically, here's what it looks like. If you go to Tools, Add-ons, it's Download YouTube Video as MP4. What that allows you to do is when you search for a video, like I'll use one that I've already downloaded called What About Bob? Trailer. And we'll go to one of the original ones here. It gives a button here
when you
to
want
download.
An immunity boost, take action with Airborne Dual Action. It has powerful antioxidants, plus beta immune boost.
Gives you an option here to download the video. And it's notice you want to select the highest MP4 option, which will be 630p. And it would download it as an MP4. But I've already done that. So download the images, download the videos, make sure the videos are named the same as the images, trailer 1, 2, 3, 4, and their MP4. We'll create a group called trailers and a group called images and add the following files in there. Make sure when we add files into the group that we select the option to copy items if necessary, which would be this one right here if needed. You have to click options to see that. So let's go ahead and add in the trailers and images group. Oh. Add it again. Okay, I'm going to add in the movie trailers. Control click, add files. I have them on the desktop here under MyMovies. And we're doing the images here, so I want trailer1.png, trailer2.png, and 3.png. I'm selecting the command key as I select these. Click on options to make sure copy item is, if needed, is selected. Those should have been moved in to the images. Let's try it again. We already have added in there. So let's go back to the file. Delete these from here real quick. Do that again. Add files, make sure the copy is selected. There we go. And we'll do the same with the trailers. Control click and add the trailers. There we go. Next, we're going to add images to the buttons and resize to fit. So we'll start with the left button. This will be the first one for image 1. And we'll go to the images area, select trailer1.png. We also want to make sure each one of these have aspect fit. Trailer2.png. And finally, trailer3.png. Then we're going to resize these to fit accordingly into that view. This is a big one here, so if I double click on it, it should let me resize it. There it is. And then what about Bob? Resize that as well. Okay, so we have our 3 buttons with our images on it. Next, we'll click on the view and go to Editor, Resolve all the layout issues, Reset. We'll do this later as well. Next, we'll do a control drag of each button to the AVI Player View Controller and choose the Action Show. I also want to go and make sure and rename the storyboard identifier to each one of those segues to be different. So this will be first, second, and then third will be the name. So here's the segue for the first one. You'll notice how it highlights it. The segue for the second one and the third one. So the first one, identify it is first. Let's do all lowercase. Second is second. And then third is third. Make sure after you enter in, hit the enter key and tab, which I did not do on the first time around. Enter key will save it into that. Tab key will make sure it's there. So now we have first, second, and third. Now we're going to do some import statements into the main view controller. of UI kit, AV kit, and AV kit and AV foundation. So let's go to the view controller and do those imports. You already have a UI kit there. And next we're going to add some code for the segue. This prepare segue is going to determine if the segue button is the first button, second, or third. If it's the first, it's going to load trailer1.mp4 and run it on the player, the destination player. If it's a second, it's going to be trailer2.mp4 and run it on the segue trailer AP view controller. And if it's a third, it's going to run the trailer3.mp4. So let's go ahead and get that code. We'll put it right at the end here. Alright, and looks like I might have missed this override function segue. To get this line here. Try it again. There it is. And we don't need this line because it's already in there. There we go. So there's our function segue that's going to fire upon whichever button they've clicked on to determine which segue identifier it is. Let's lastly go ahead and resize the view controller again with the editor resolve auto layout issues. So click on the main.storyboard, click on the view controller, editor, relay or resolve auto layout issues, reset to suggested constraints. And now let's go ahead and run the app. We'll do iPhone 6 Plus is fine. It should run the video in full screen with all the controls as well as a done button to go back if everything works correctly. Okay, I'll go ahead and tap on the Clifford one first.
Stanton felt that was a very cruel action, Uncle Martin.
And we'll do Expendables 3.
For the last year, we've heard so much speculation about who will be in the Expendables 3 that it's hard to know what we're going to talk about now.
And then finally, what about Bob? And that concludes how to create an app to play videos and using a new controller, the AVI Player Viewer, along with 3 segue buttons, 3 images, and 3 videos. So adapt this to your app as needed, and I hope it was helpful.